Hi and welcome back to Avie Talks, or is it Talks with Avie? I can't even remember. I say it so many times. But my name is Avie. I am your host, and today we are gonna talk. So, in case you guys didn't know, I recently recreated my TikTok account, and on there, I be giving daily hacks and trips and ticks on how to hack reality and to get anything that you want, especially if you're a business owner and you just want to, know the basics and just how to actually be successful. Or let's say you're going through something in life and you really want to turn your situation around, then probably follow me on TikTok if you want the instant updates. So today I want to touch on a topic. It's really surrounding like just getting what you want out of this life. And I don't want to say how to bend the reality to your will, but it's kind of that. So this information is probably illegal in some place in the world. I don't know where, but here it's not. Matter of fact, most people don't even know this. So hopefully at the end of the video, you're probably going to feel like, whoa, she just changed my life. And if I did, I would appreciate if you would leave a comment, a like, or just subscribe. It's all I'm asking for. I ain't asking for your life or your money. Anyways, let's get right into it. So before I get too deep, I want to make sure that you guys are aware of some of the terms that I'm going to use. And if you're not aware, then you could probably pause the video and go look, or you might make sense out of it. So we're going to use words like manifestation, quantum leap, timeline shifting, frequency, 3D reality, law of assumption, law of attraction. What else? I'm going to be talking about stuff like scripting and visualization, these kinds of things. So if you are not fully aware of them yet, I will try to explain some, but if you want to learn some more, then there are a couple of videos on YouTube that you can look about, find whatever fits your liking, because not everybody's going to explain it the way that I'm explaining it. Some people are easier, some people are more difficult, but we have teachers like Neville Goddard, Florence Shin, we have Abdullah. These guys really did go in depth into what manifestation really is and kind of like how to trick the system. So I'm here to share with you today. Now, before I get into the how, I want to let you know how I got there. How I got there, like I said, it was accidental. I was trying to make money. Like with everything in this life, like I saw this quote this one time where this woman said, set a goal to become a millionaire, not for the money that you'll make, but for who you'll become after you set the goal. Because the real wealth does not come from the money. The wealth comes from the information that you learn on the way up to getting the money. And that's what a lot of people miss. It's with everything else in this life. Like set a goal to become successful or set a goal to become happy. And inevitably, everything that you do in life is really and truly going to lead you to getting the answers that you need, not that you want, that you need. Because on the way to getting money, I didn't get the answers on how to get money. I get the answers on the things that you have to do in order to not ask how to get money. Because anything you want in this life, you can get it like that. From the moment time you think about, okay, I want a Lamborghini, and you can picture the color Lamborghini you want. I love to say a red Lamborghini. Like if you guys ever see me in a red Lamborghini, just know I've been talking about that thing for years. So if you can picture yourself in a red Lamborghini, you can have it, like quite literally. The only issue is people tend to put limitations on themselves because they don't understand how this thing works. So they picture like they want something, and then they're like, I can't, I don't have the money for that, or they don't have that here where I'm from, or how am I gonna get that? Like I can't drive, I don't have a license. But the thing is, like manifestation, law of attraction, and in case you guys get it mixed up and you guys might think, oh, that's some devil worship and stuff, it really is not, because everything that I'm going to talk about is things that are written in the Bible. It's just they don't use the word manifestation or quantum leaping or anything like that, but they do make references to these exact points. Like for example, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can do what? You can move mountains. When they said that Jesus turned when he turned water into wine, I don't know why I had to say that back into front, but when he turned water into wine, that is an act of manifestation. When he got the fish and the bread, the storm, when all of these things, walking on water, All of these things are active manifestation. But when he did it, y'all say, oh, miracles, it's the Lord God. But did the Bible not say we are made in the image and likeness of God? We tend to remove that part, and that's how we limit ourselves. God didn't send us here without the abilities. Like, I think the whole point of Jesus being able to do the things that he was able to do is to show us, hey, I come in the flesh just like you. I'm no different from you. I have to eat, go to the bathroom, pee, sleep, whatever, the same way that you have to do it. So everything that I can do here, you can do it as well. There is power in the tongue, speaking life, speaking things into existence. He showed us that this is possible, so this is what you can do as well. He didn't really come here for us to worship him and say, oh, everything through Christ without doing anything for yourself. Y'all know God don't like lazy, right? And if you are not trying to do anything by yourself and you're only depending on, oh, Jesus, please help me. I think so, like if God can look down on us right now, I would think he would ask, like, why are you being lazy? Like, I already give you the tools and resources. I give you a mind with imagination that you can think about anything, and all you have to do is believe. All you have to do is believe. And when you believe, it gives you the confidence to do things that are going to get you what you want. It gives you the confidence to take action. A lot of people don't get what they want because they develop this type of high dependency on an external source, which is God, Jesus, Allah, whoever, instead of realizing that, hey, that same power is within me. Because the reality is you cannot see these people because they are dead and gone, right? They are dead and gone. So by you sitting there thinking that, hey, I can't do nothing without a dead man intervening, well, that's crazy to me, if you ask me. But anyways, we're not getting into religion. We're getting into the power of you knowing that you can do anything because you were made in God's image and likeness. So the first thing, right, which a lot of people don't know, when you write things, like you journal or you get a diary or whatever, that is your first step into putting things into existence. I don't know if this ever happened with you guys, but I went to school in Trinidad, and one of the first things that happened in every single class that I was in primary school is they would encourage you to journal. Now, I don't know if that's the education system requirement here in Grenada as well, but journaling was very essential. It's the same way they had you do stuff like lines when you're talking in class, and you just say, I must not talk, silence is gold, something is silver, these kinds of things. It was coming from a place of putting it into the reality so that you can actually make it happen. It's the same way they would not fully explain it to you, but it's the same way when you listen to the alphabet as a child, the ABC song, it sticks in here. Like, if you didn't put it in the person's mind on paper, but you knew that this letter, that letter, like, there was no way that you could have learned it. There is no way that you could have known about it. There's no way that you could have put words into existence. It had to start from somebody thinking about it and then writing, drawing a figure, drawing a symbol. It's simple like that. Now, when you write and you journal things, it is very important that you write in, I don't want to say in the present tense, but write about all of the good things that you are experiencing. The reality is, the more you focus on everything that's going good in your life is the more you give yourself the chance to experience more good. So let's say, for example, I want that red Lambo, but I don't have it right now. But you know what I'm going to be thanking God for or writing about in my journal? Oh, I'm so grateful that I have internet. I'm so grateful that I have my phone to film this video. I'm grateful that I have money that I can pay bus to go somewhere. Grateful that I can walk. It is so amazing to be able to walk. It is so amazing to be able to hear music and to be able to talk and to be able to look this gorgeous. Like, you have to look for the little things that you already have and be grateful for it. Because if you're not grateful for the little things, then when it's time for the big things, then you're really not going to be able to accept that this is mine. You're not going to see it coming in. If you keep focusing on what you don't have, you're not going to be able to get more of what you do have. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. And if I am, don't worry. We can probably have a series to go further into this. If you guys are interested in hearing more, you can leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Now, a lot of people on the internet are telling you how to manifest, and they're going to tell you, oh, use this 3x6x9 method or use the 555 method. The thing is, these things do work, but in the end, it's the limitation that you put on yourself. If you tell yourself, in order for something to work, I need to write it 5 by 5 by 5 times, or 3 by 6 by 9 times, or I need to write it 100 times, then guess what? That is probably only how something is going to work. And you know what's going to happen? When you don't see it happening after you do that thing, you're going to be like, oh, it didn't work. I don't believe in this, and this is not true. This is not real. They lied. They scammed me. But actually, let me tell you guys a secret. None of these methods that they tell you about manifestation and getting anything you want out of this life is required. If you want to know how to get anything out of this life, you ask yourself. So there's this thing that I do, right? So, and I discovered that recently, and I've been sharing it with people ever since. I wanted to know how to communicate with people. Like, I want to help people, I want to teach people. But I'm like, I don't want to teach in a school. I don't want to be in people's face or doing one-on-one sessions. And I asked myself, like, what to do. I started YouTube numerous times, but it never occurred to me that I can do what I'm doing right now. You know how I got that message? I just asked by writing. I wrote it down in my journal, like, I'm really, glad that I was able to get this information, but I don't know how to share it with people. Like, what should I do? And the next morning I woke up. It's not like I got the answer, like, I found myself, just there. I'm like, maybe I should just document my day on my phone. And then I filmed my first 19-minute video. And I'm like, wait, my phone can hold 19 minutes of a video? And I'm like, do I need to edit this? And I said, no, just upload it. Because what you're doing is you're being authentic, you're being yourself, and you're just sharing what you've learned. And the thing is, people don't learn when you come with a full structure to say, okay, guys, we're covering this, that today. People learn when you're in a flow state and you're being natural and authentic. So I didn't know that. I had to learn that the difficult way. And then I started to apply that with different things, with my work, with how I was doing other social media content, and even how I speak with my partner, my friends, my family, whatever. I applied it every single way. Now, what I learned when doing that is that when you write things, when you ask a question, it triggers something in your brain to actually start trying to figure out, how can I really get the answer for this? And that is where the subconscious mind actually starts doing the work to figure out, based on all of the things that we've been subconsciously observing, what's going to work best in this situation. Most people don't know that the brain is actually always trying to solve your problems for you, because they are always focusing consciously on the problem. If you don't focus consciously on a problem, meaning like what you don't have or what you want, instead of asking a question, how can I get this thing? Or how can I fix this issue? When you ask, how can I, or what can I do? I promise you will always get an answer. So practice writing the questions that you have and just allowing it to sit. Allow your brain to work with you. Don't write your problems, write your questions, and always be grateful for what you already have. Now, everything that I could share with you, I want to cover on this, is not going to be able to fit into one video. And I'm seeing that now because I'm trying to give you guys everything in a crash course, and there are a bunch of stuff that I didn't touch on, I missed out on, and I really want to be able to share it with you. So what I'm going to do is, I learned about this setting up a podcast thing, right? So what we can do, if you guys would like, is to eventually turn this into a full series. We can do it as a podcast on YouTube, where you guys can just go look through the folder. Or if you're not interested in hearing anymore, then I'm not going to share it. For now, this is the only video that I'm going to do. If you guys want to probably read some literature on it on my website, which is linked down in the description. Like I said, we rebranded. There is a free how to get what you want 2 beginners guides to manifestation, which is gonna explain everything for you guys that I just explained to you, and probably give you some more details that I missed out on. But what I would say is, though, like, don't just take the information and it might sound very simple, because for me, now that I get it, I realize that it has always been simple. And how I really realized that it has always been simple, when I think what really made me get into manifestation, like, it was a relationship thing, and then it was a money thing, then it was an apartment thing, and then it was a whole job thing. Like, every time I had an issue in my life, I would like, how to get this, like, manifest this and how to rewire my subconscious mind. I discovered subliminals through just trying to figure out some things, which is another thing that we're going to talk about. Let me tell you guys something. Here on this channel, you're going to learn a lot, because when I tell you all, I've been doing research, I've been practicing, I've been living, I've been experimenting, I've been asking questions. Oh my gosh, it has been so much, and there's so much information in me that I don't want to stay and say, like, I want to help you and I want to do this, but I just want to share it. And whoever it resonates with, you guys take it or you leave it. But at the end of the day, nobody could say she didn't say this or she didn't tell us or she knew all this time and she keep it to herself. Because I believe that when you're given a gift, meaning when you get the opportunity to understand something, the best thing you can do is help somebody else understand. And if you can help them understand, at least you put the information out there so whoever can understand what you're saying, they can use it. Because I may not be able to help somebody from Poland understand because I don't speak their language, but I would be able to help somebody from Jamaica understand because I speak their language. And the thing is, it's not about language being English or Polish or whatever. It's a language in terms of frequency and your energy. If your energy and my energy is not on the same wavelength, the things that I'm saying is not going to resonate with you. Because let's say there are people who do stuff like witchcraft. They're going to talk to you about manifestation, but they're going to use witchcraft terminologies to get you to understand it. There are people who's going to use church to get you to understand it. There's people who's just going to use some weird atheist stuff to get you to understand it. And that's the difference. And some people resonate with the church version, the witchy version, the atheist version, and some people might just relate with the human version that is coming from me. If you understand what I'm saying, that's because everybody speaks a different language. So if this is not for you, then you don't have to be like, oh, it doesn't work, it's not real, what she's saying don't make no sense, or it's not that easy. Sometimes you just need to find a different teacher. I'm not going to come here and say I'm the world's best teacher, because I'm not really a teacher in real life, but people always ask me, hey, do you teach? Are you a teacher? And this one time I had to tell this guy, I'm a teacher of life. And I know he watched me like, okay, but okay. And then he went his way. And at that time, I was like, yeah, you don't even know what I mean, but you're going to get it. And the reality is, some people can teach and some people can't. And if I cannot teach you, that is absolutely fine. But there are lots of other teachers out there. And you can find them. You can find who fits you. Just know it might take you some while. You have to go through and to find your diamond in the rough. But you just ask. You ask. It's the same way you can go to any of these AI tools and they can explain manifestation to you like a 10-year-old. You can go to YouTube and just say, how to manifest for beginners. Like, there are different ways to get information. But all in all, what I really want you to know, and if you made it to the end of the video, then you really are getting the jackpot here. Manifestation does not actually exist in the way of being magic. Manifestation is simply this. You set a goal, or you picture yourself living in a particular life or a particular state. And from that instance that you can believe that I can do this and I can get this, you immediately quantum leap into the timeline that you actually have that thing that you want. The difference between getting it, meaning manifesting it, and not manifesting it is when you're on that path, are you going to continuously take steps to get that thing that you want or live the life that you want to live? Or are you going to leave it in the hands of the gods or the angels that be and do nothing? Like, God helps those who help themselves. And if you ain't doing nothing, then you cannot get the results that you're looking for. So the secret that most people don't tell you is that you actually have to do the work in order to get the thing. You actually have to ask questions in order to get answers. You actually have to be walking in order for you to find your way to the end of the road. So if you really want to get things out of this life, you have to be willing to put in a little bit of extra work on your end. But anyways, like I said, if this doesn't explain it for you, then there will be more videos coming, or you can always find another teacher online. In the meantime, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions or you want to share some feedback, drop your comments, and see you here again next time. Have a lovely day.